All right, here we go. Oh, hold on. I need to make sure that this set to public and monetization is off. One of the most annoying things with the stream is probably seeing an ad first thing. That's super annoying. I don't want to have that. Okay, monetization is set to off. Oh, it's my phone. I just gotta make sure this is broadcasting. The last time I did this, it was, I think I was streaming private or unlisted or something. So like I started, and then the notification never even went out. Okay, there we are. We're good. All right, guys, welcome to the 24th Ask Me Anything live stream. So to those of you that are watching the replay of this and you missed the live broadcast, my plan was to stream last Saturday, but as you can tell by the title of this video, the house that I am currently in is sold, and I'm moving, and this will be the last stream in this room, house, bedroom, office that I'm in right now. And it's not sad because I'm moving on to bigger and better things, but you know, this was a room where this whole journey kind of started, right? So in some ways it is sentimental to me. So hopefully we get some people to show up for today's stream. I have a lot to talk about. I'm super excited about plans for the future of the stream. And also I sent out my 4th newsletter this morning. If you're not subscribed to the newsletter, you can simply go to my website. I think I have a link in the description. Also, there's a link in the top of my homepage, which takes you to my website. It's basically just my full name, derekbearzi.com, and you can sign up for the newsletter, and you can unsubscribe at any time. And the goal is to try to at least send out at least one newsletter per month with updates to you guys of what's going on, what I have planned for the future, and mainly the direction of this channel. So I sent that out this morning. So if you're not signed up, sign up and let me know what you think. So the main idea with this newsletter and stream for today, I sort of wanted to use this time as kind of like a review period and to think back on these past 2 years in terms of how I progressed, my work that I've created, the videos that I've posted, and what I can do better moving forward, because this is what this whole self-improvement journey is all about, right? It's about bettering yourself and striving for bigger and better things. So today's stream is gonna hopefully be centered around that, and I'm just gonna riff on some type of ideas and topics that I have and give you guys an update with what's going on. And hopefully we'll get some questions in if anyone decides to show up. Hold on, I need some water. Oh man, my hair is out of control. I need a haircut. So let's talk about this past year. And man, have there been tons of changes. Not only am I relocating cities and moving my family, but my wife Tina got a new job in a different city, which is really beneficial for our family because she won't have to be commuting downtown into the city, which takes roughly like 90 minutes one way, I think. So a huge part of this decision about uprooting our family and moving, was to kind of fill out this dream we have of, or at least the dream that I have of building this home office, this like YouTube studio. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like this one giant dream or goal that I have for myself is building this studio that I want to create in my basement, and being able to not only stay home and be close with my family, but to have a proper space to do the work that I love. And I've talked about this before in other videos. Like when you think about money or finances, like what is your end goal, right? What is the dream? What is the ambition? What do you want to spend your money on and your finances on? And if you can figure out what that is, then it's very easy to figure out or plan on how to navigate your way to that goal. And for me, it's the whole reason that I want to make money or save money is just to have a home for my family and a place for the work that I love. And it's as simple as that, and that's it. There's no room in my heart for greed or lust or materialistic possessions or riches or designer clothes or any of these things that appeals to the opinions of other people. I don't care about any of that stuff. So, hey, Forrest. Hi, Forrest. How you doing? How is everything? Thanks for coming by. Yeah, so we're having the last stream today in this room. So I'm gonna be moving in, let's see, 2 weeks? No, a week and a half. Yeah, so I'm moving on May 4th, which is a Wednesday. So that's going to be pretty crazy. So I'm thinking I won't have another stream until, let's say, maybe 3 weeks. So probably May 14th on the Saturday. That's going to be the goal. So I'm going to be MIA a little bit in terms of live streams, but I will, as I mentioned in the newsletter, I'm going to keep up with the daily posting and this promise or goal that I have of being a daily content creator. That's something that I want to pursue. Thank you. This timing of yours is perfect. Hey, that's awesome. What's going on, Forrest? Are you? Is it dinner time? It's always like dinner time for you, right? Whenever I stream. How's your weekend going? Oh, you know what's funny? I was on your Instagram the other day, and then you posted a picture of it was like a black background with like it looked like a yellow bar, and I was like, what the heck is this? I wasn't sure what it was, but I liked it anyway. And it wasn't until the next day I went to your main page, and it was like one of those Instagram posts where one of the pictures makes a complete picture in the home feed, and it was like the Game of Thrones thing. So I thought that was pretty funny. I'm on and off working out since my knee is 99 years old. Oh no, got bad knees? Man, I used to have really, I don't know, I think it was from basketball, but I used to have really bad knee and ankle injuries. Yeah, I don't have the greatest knees either. Yeah, I do that all the time. Yeah, it was just funny because I was like, is this picture part of Game of Thrones? I think it is, but how come it's like missing? Like, why is it just a piece of it? And then I realized, like, duh. So I thought that was kind of funny, or very humorous. Hey, but that's good. Working out, all right. I like it. Oh, you avoided a surgery. Oh, that's interesting. So, so are you like rehabbing your knee in order to kind of strengthen it? Because if you're saying avoiding a surgery, normally knee surgeries are like ACL, MCL, meniscus. Like those surgeries are bad. Like I've had friends who've torn an ACL, and they've had surgery, and it took like a year and a half for recovery. And I know that professional athletes, they can come back from like an ACL tear in like 9 to 12 months. But those are like the elite human beings that are at a physical level that like us regular people could never recover at, right? Like we could never recover at the rate of a professional athlete. But man, if you avoided surgery, that's really good. Did for a year. Yikes. That must hurt, no? Like, I don't know much about knees. I don't really know too much about it. But all I know, it's yeah, they're painful. Like one of my friends who had surgery on his knee, there's like a giant scar that runs down like the side of his leg. It's like, because like what else are you supposed to do? You have to like cut open your leg, right? You have to like slice you open like a fish to be able to get to the tendons in the knee and then the ligaments, right? I'm assuming. So Play Go, what's up, dude? Where do you announce when you are going to stream? Okay, so that's something that I don't do very well. I probably need to improve that. But so today I made a community post talking about, I don't know, my newsletter that I posted that I'm going to stream today. But normally in these live streams, I'll leave the most recent one, that I'll leave it public on my channel so anyone can go back and watch it. And then usually in the comment section, I'll leave a comment and I'll pin the comment and say, okay, the next live stream will be on such and such a date. I definitely need to make that more transparent to everyone so people know when I'm actually going live. Yeah, so that's something I need to work on. But for sure, the next stream is going to be May 14th, Saturday. And my general schedule is roughly one stream every 2 weeks. So I try to get 2 streams per month. But because of the extra 4 weeks in the year, sometimes there'll be like a 3-week gap in between streams. But yeah, thanks for that comment. I definitely need to figure out a better way to let you guys know with what my schedule is, right? So how many Kiwis did you have today? Oh, none yet. I still the other day I had 2. My daughter's been taking the Kiwis out of the bowl, and then she always tells me, Dada, cut it the kiwi, because she sees that I eat kiwis like every single day, right? So she thinks it's kind of funny. So I have a bowl in my kitchen with like a ton of kiwis that I normally buy from Costco, because the quality of those kiwis are really good, and they're huge, like they're massive kiwis. But I'll definitely have one later for us. Hey, John Cutler, what's up, dude? There's so many things we can do with our precious limited time. What would you say drives you to continue making videos? What's your end goal? That's So there's 2 things there, right? I like that. That's an interesting question. Let me think about that for 1 sec. I hate giving immediate answers without kind of thinking through things a little bit when the question is I think it is important. Like if you were to ask me what did I eat today, that's like a like whatever type of question. But like when you're talking about having limited time in life and what drives you to continue making videos, what is your end goal? So yes, time is precious, as you know, that cliche saying, time is the most important resource, because we can never get more of it, right? So you need to maximize every single day as best you can. And what drives me to continue making videos is this search that I had for finding your passion in life. And I know this is like a very like it's like a woo-hoo open-ended question, like how do you find your passion in life? But for me, finding my passion in life, I knew it was videography, content creation, making videos, because I would wake up on a Saturday morning at 6 a.m. with no alarm clock and be so excited to just jump out of bed and like film a video or edit a video or do a stream. Like that's when you know that you found your passion in life. It's when you found something that you love so much, like deep down in your soul. You just love it, right? You'll do it for free. You'll do it on the weekends, right? You'll wake up without an alarm clock. Like, I don't even have that desire anymore to sleep in and stay in my warm bed. As soon as I wake up, it's like I'm up. And I can't wait to start my day, and I'm excited, and I'm like, oh, I want to have all these videos I want to film, and I want to do some shorts, and I want to do a podcast. And it's when you have that passion, right, deep down, and you get up on the weekends early when you don't have to, right? That's what motivates me and to keep going. And the end goal, to be perfectly honest, is I have goals for like subscriber goals, monetary goals. Like, I have goals that I'm aiming towards to achieve. But at the end of the day, like, the big end goal for me is to just be able to be a full-time content creator and being able to do the work that I love every single day without having to rely on a paycheck from a corporation. Like, that to me is what ultimate happiness is in my life. If I could wake up every morning, spend time with my wife, spend time with my kids, do all my self-improvement routines, whether that's meditation, gratitude journaling, fasting, taking cold showers, like all these things that I love to do, and just being able to do that and make enough money from it to support myself and my family without relying on the day job, or without relying on the corporation or the paycheck or the benefits or the pension, like any of that stuff. Like, I don't want to rely on any of those things. I want to just be self-sufficient and just do what I love. That's basically my end goal, right? And it also ties back into time, because if I could do that every day, then I'm living my life to the fullest, because I'm doing the work that I love with the people that I love, and then I couldn't be happier, right? And I think that's like the meaning of life, right? I know that, again, that question is very trite and cliche, and we shouldn't really talk about that because there's no real answer. Like, what is the meaning of life? It's like such a bizarre question to ask. But for me, being able to do the things you love is just everything. So what about opening a Discord? Oh, that's a good idea. I'm actually a Discord noob. Like, I have Discord, and I go on Discord sometimes. I think I have a Discord channel for my podcast, but maybe that's something I should do, but I don't know anything about Discord. Hey, Bo, what's up, Bo? How you doing? Have you gone camping in the winter? Oh, that's an interesting question. Have I gone camping in the winter? Have I gone camping in the winter? I don't think so. I think I've definitely gone camping in the fall when it was still kind of cold. But no, I've never gone camping in the winter. No. Should I try it? Sounds crazy. Your content quality is amazing. Keep it up. Hey, thanks, bro. Etherian? Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I try my best. I try my best to put the highest amount of quality and effort into everything I post. I try. I really try. Sometimes it's hard, right? Sometimes it's tough, but I appreciate that you recognize that. Status grow. That's a beautiful goal and story. Yeah, it's this is sort of part of why I wanted to make this channel, because like when I was younger, and I was like 18, 19, 20, and all through my 20s, I literally had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what life was. I had no goals or dreams or ambition. I had no direction, right? I had no idea what I was doing. I would just wake up, and it's like, okay, what should I do? I don't know, take a shower, have breakfast, and then what? I don't know, play some video games or something, maybe go to school. Like, I had no clue or idea of what I was doing, what my purpose was. And I feel like that's a horrible place to be in life, right? It's terrible. And when I found purpose and I found direction and I found passion, I was like, man, this feeling that I have every day, it's amazing. Like, I know this sounds like a lame thing to say, but man, it's when you're happy, like when you're truly happy on a day-to-day basis. Like every day I wake up and I'm extremely thankful and grateful for everything I have. And that's why I keep a gratitude journal. Every day I write a simple sentence. Today I am grateful for. And then I write something. And it's been huge for my mindset, to just not take every day for granted, not take the people I meet for granted. And because at any moment we could lose everything, right? Like you could get sick, you could get into a car accident, like who knows? Like anything could happen, right? And it was this like journey of self-improvement and learning about all these habits and skills. I'm like, man, I want to share this with people, because I'm sure there's so many people out there, young men, young women, that are just stuck, right? They're just stuck. They have no direction, they have no purpose, and it's hard, right? And I feel like the self-improvement movement, it can change people's lives. So it's not 42. Love me some of that. It's really cold in the winter, but if you prep for it, it's nice. My brother is big into camping, and so was my grandfather was too in the winter. The crazy story is my grandfather, he had like this old van, and this guy, he like loved the winter and he loved ice fishing. That he cut a hole in the bottom of his van, and he would drive his van out in the ice and then cut a hole in the ice and then fish from his truck. And I'm like, that is so crazy, right? And my brother has kind of that in him. And my brother is he's kind of like a more private person that loves nature and the outdoors, whereas I am a more, what's the opposite of private? Like I share everything I do, right? And I love like indoor introverted type of stuff, right? So, yo, Willie, what's up, dude? How you doing, Willie? Hey, I had Willie was on the podcast once. Check out Willie's content. His YouTube channel is great. Loved your answer, bro. Keep it up. I've become open to the reality that a job is a job. And if I want to do something I love, I'd rather fund my own creative projects than depend on others for money. Yeah, it's tough because you always hear this from people where you want to escape the 9 to 5. You want to escape the rat race. You want to be free from a paycheck. You don't want to be a slave to the corporate world or to have a boss and all these things, right? And a lot of you hear this a lot from content creators and influencers, right? And it's kind of tough for people to take that all in if they haven't experienced what the corporate world is like. Like if you've never worked a 9 to 5 where you get stuck in rush hour traffic for 45 minutes to an hour every day, and you got to wait in line 20 minutes to get a coffee, and like if you've never been exposed to that type of stress, then I don't think you can really understand when people say like you got to get away from that, right? But I totally agree with like funding your own creative projects, right? Like if you can just make enough money, to do the things you love, it's the best. I found you through Hamza's channel. You are a legend, man. Hey, bro. Thanks, Swen. Hope I'm saying that, Swen. Yeah, Hamza. Sorry, I'm mispronouncing his name. Hamza is, in my opinion, I think he's the best. I just think he's hands down the best creator in the self-improvement world. For the longest time, I used to follow, more like the big creators, the guys that have like millions of subscribers, like everyone has seen Matt Diavella's work, right? Like the minimalist guy who's also a filmmaker, and there's also like, Captain Sinbad and Better Ideas and Ali Abdal and Nathaniel Drew. Like there's all these guys that have been around for a while with like millions of subscribers. And, I always have this idea that, they have millions of subscribers, so that must mean they're doing something right, or that must mean they're successful, right? But it wasn't until one of the people in our, I don't know what you want to call it, community, Master Yoda is his YouTube name, and he recommended me during one of these live streams to watch Hamza's channel. And man, at first I didn't like Hamza's main channel. It's like this super edited ADHD, low attention span videos for people that are obsessed with instant gratification, and then it's sort of like it didn't resonate with me. But when I found Hamza's Unfiltered channel, oh my gosh, it's like a gold mine of information. This guy just posts 30-minute, 40-minute, sometimes an hour videos of him just ranting and rambling and raving about topics. But if you can kind of like sift through it, he has like nuggets of wisdom and gold that are just stuck in there. And if you can find them and extract them, like, oh my gosh, the information there it's so much better than any other content creator that I've seen. So I'm fully on board with the whole Hamza cult. I guess you can say I'm like a fellow acolyte or something, disciple. And it's kind of funny because it's hard too for older men to take advice from younger guys, and I think that was like what I struggled with in the beginning when it came to Hamza's work, where I saw this, he's kind of like a brash, arrogant a young 20-year-old guy talking about all this stuff, right? And I'm like, as a man who is a lot older, it's very hard to drop your ego and take that type of advice from someone like that. But luckily I was able to drop my ego, and listen to his message and listen to what he was really saying. And there was I think it was like a week where I watched all his unfiltered videos, and I really listened, right? Like this is what's important, is you really need to listen to someone, especially when they post unfiltered videos where there's no editing, right? Because you see all the flaws. You see the humanity in this guy and what he's really about. And it just like, he basically blew me away. Yeah, hands down, I think he's the best. My dude, doing good, man. Love all the content you've been putting out. Hey, thanks, Willie. I'm trying a new thing where I'm sort of making the shift to shorter content, but posting more often. So the plan is I try to post at least something every single day. So whether that's, well, here I'll tell you the structure that I'm working on. So I want to post at least 2 unfiltered videos a week, and then do 1 live stream every other week, and then every other day fill that day with like a YouTube short, so that I have something coming out every day. So I think that's the plan moving forward. Have you ever gone just out in the forest and just stared at the trees and grass? Not meditate, but just watch. It's like meditation, but no breathing tricks or anything like that. To be perfectly honest, I think once. There was a video I made, I think it was a couple summers ago. It was talking about why you need to go out in nature. It was something like that. And I had this idea of getting away from my phone, getting away from the city, and just being out in nature and appreciating it more. And at this time, I wasn't big into meditation, but I did kind of go for a lot of walks by myself, just in the forest, and I was shooting a lot of B-roll with my camera, and just listening to the water and the lake and the birds and the trees, and it's nice, man. It's so nice. Like I'm someone, I can't be in that environment like every single day. I know some people, they just love the outdoors, but for me, it's like every once in a while I like to get out there and take a break from the concrete jungle, from the internet and Wi-Fi and social media and all this stuff. And it's nice to just listen, right? To just listen and take it all in. Or it's sitting in a certain way. Yo, Batiste. What's going on, Batiste? My brother from France. How you doing? How is everything? The book Art of Living and Calendar of Wisdom has gems for a lifetime. Hold on. I'm gonna Google that. Art of Living and Calendar of Wisdom. Are these old books? I feel like one of these are old books. Wow, 1906. That's interesting. And Art of Living. Art of Living Foundation. Okay, I'll check that out later. Yeah, you know what? I've been trying to read some of the classics recently, like more along the lines of sort of the human condition, philosophy, mankind. Like I'm trying to read a lot of books that were written before technology, right? Because you can find a lot of stuff nowadays about like the negative consequences of social media and the internet and anxiety and mental health. And yes, all these things are very important, you know, to learn about. But I think there's something valuable to be said about books that were written like 100 years ago that still hold up today with perspectives about the human condition. So I've had a new appreciation for older books recently. What was I reading? I was reading Walden the other day by Thoreau. I think he wrote it in like 1865 or 1860 or something like that. And it's very, very interesting. Super interesting. Art of Living is from Epictetus, a slave turned free from 2,000 years ago. Calendar of Wisdom is the Leo Tolstoy. I have no idea who those guys are, but I'll check it out though. Thanks for the. I always love book recommendations, so let me know if you guys have any books that you think that would be up my alley. Man, I need some advice. I always wanted to make content. I have fun editing in Sony Vegas, and YouTube seems very fun, but I don't know what audience to target. Oh, dude, Swen. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. If you want to make, I tell this to everyone, if you want to make a YouTube channel, just do it. Just do it. In the beginning, don't focus on your audience or the title or the thumbnail or like don't care about any of that stuff. Like that's all useless. In the beginning, what you want to do is just start. Like what I would do is like get your phone. Like this is the best thing to do. Get your phone, put it into video. Okay, let's do this. Let's say I'm you and I want to make my first YouTube video. How do I pronounce your name? Swen? Or maybe that's just an alias. But anyways, what you want to do is like just grab your phone, hit record, and just make like an intro of who you are and kind of like what you like, and just let people know you're going to figure it out along the way. Because the most important part about YouTube is just hitting record, posting, and then moving on to the next video. That's it. Like you don't need to care about keywords or any of that other analytical bullshit because it doesn't matter, right? The most important thing is to just post and record. So if I were to start a brand new YouTube channel, this is what I do. Okay, so I take my phone on, hit record, and be like, hey guys, my name is Derek. This is my first YouTube video for my channel. Currently, I am 37 years old and I want to document this journey in self-improvement that I want to embark on. I'm going to try to focus on habit change and add things like meditation, cold showers to my life, and document my process. I have no idea what this YouTube channel is going to be, but this is just my first video and an introduction of who I am and what I want to do. And stay tuned for more content like this, and hopefully you'll get better along the way. What is that? Okay, so 40 seconds. So obviously that's like a terrible video, right? But who cares? Just post it and then go on to the next one. And then what you can do is look back at that video. So like the video I just made, it's way too short. I had no idea what I was talking about or rambling on, but who cares? Like video number 1 is done, and that's the most important thing. And then just move on to the next one. And all you have to do is make your next video just a little bit better. So maybe for the next video, have a little idea of what you want to talk about beforehand, right? So it's you'll have like a singular direction, and then it's just showing up day in and day out and just hitting record and just keep going. And dude, it's the most fun thing ever. Like all this YouTube streaming, whatever, TikTok, Instagram, it's awesome, man. It's so much fun. But do it. Record your first video, bro. I'll comment. I'll do all that stuff. I'll like. Hold on. Whoa. Okay, I gotta catch up on the chat. Man, you guys are lit in the chat today. I'm not used to having so many people. I'm always used to rambling to Forrest and Batiste. Let's see. The Bible. Oh, Batiste, doing very good. I've gained more responsibilities at work, and I'm still on the path of self-improvement. So no time to get bored. And you? Oh yeah, you had that. Yeah, we were talking last time about your job. That's good, dude. Keep progressing, Batiste. Okay, keep going, man. It's I'm excited for you. And you're on the path of self-improvement, man. I like it. And no time to get bored. And you, oh, dude, there's not enough time in the day. You know what's weird? I used to get bored, like when I was younger. I don't even know what that feels like anymore. Like I don't know what it feels like to be bored, because I never have a moment where I'm like, what should I do today? Like that doesn't happen in my day. It doesn't exist. Like there's always something that I want to do, right? So hold on, let me catch up here a bit. I used to have a book written before Christ rule. Oh, that's interesting. Did you read The Power of Now? No, I did not. I'll add that to the list. Power of Now. Oh, I've seen this book before. Yeah, keep the book recommendations coming. I love it. Hi, Derek. Hey, Yoda? What's up? So Master Yoda is our boy who turned us on to Hamza. We were just talking about you, dude. If you recorded that, you should post it and say this is what to do to start. Yeah, wait, I recorded that, right? Did I record that? First YouTube video for my channel. Currently, I am 37 years old, and I want to document this journey and self-improvement that I want to embark on. I'm going to try to focus on habit change. That's funny, bro. Yeah, I recorded it. That's what you got to do. Just record, post it, and then just move on to the next one. Because this is what happens, especially for YouTube videos. It doesn't matter how much time you spend preparing or how much time you think ahead. Those first videos or first 10 videos or even first 50 videos, they're all going to be shit. They're going to be terrible. It doesn't matter how much you prepare. It doesn't matter, right? So you might as well just overcome that fear. Hit record, say whatever you have to say, finish recording, upload it, and then just move on to the next one. Because it doesn't matter, right? Like those first videos don't matter at all. But the main thing is just recording and building that momentum where you're used to hitting record. It just becomes like natural. Like when I first started, I was always like thinking like, oh man, should I hit record? Oh no, I shouldn't. What am I gonna say? Like there was like this anxiety that I had with the record button. But now it's like phone, camera, record, bam, and I go. And it's only because I put in those reps. And now hitting record and talking or speaking to the camera or having a live stream is just as natural for me as it is if I were to go downstairs and tie my shoes or brush my teeth. It's something that just becomes automatic, and it becomes automated through repetition, and you just have to keep doing it. By the way, I made an entire 18-minute video for the student union at my school. It was filmed on a shit phone, but damn, I put all my energy in editing and everyone loved it. Oh, Batiste, yo, send that to me. I definitely would love to see that. What's funny is those videos actually do pretty good. People love when you're starting, the hard part is after that. Yeah, it's I know I know what you mean. I have like the most random videos on my channel. Oh, this is another good thing. I have some videos on this channel where I put in 60 hours total of writing, filming, editing, color grading, adding sound design, like all, like I couldn't even explain like how much time and effort I put into those videos. And it has like 50 views. Right? And I put all this time and effort and energy into it. And then I have another video like this where I record in like 30 seconds off the cuff and it does 100 times better. Right? Like that's just part of the game sometimes. With its help, I was able to truly present in the moment. Of course, not always used to meditate before, but this took my mindfulness skill to another level that I didn't even know existed. That's interesting. You took your mindfulness skill to another level that I didn't even know existed. That's interesting. I like that. That's another thing too about the whole like meditation, mindfulness. I never even knew these things existed. But once you get into it, man, it's like life-changing. Great stuff, great stuff. Yeah, bro. I'll always remember, dude, you're the one that recommended the great Hamza. Do you follow Colin and Samir? I think they're a good resource for creatives. Yeah, I do. It's interesting. I have a pretty cool Colin and Samir story I'll tell you, Willie. So I have one of my friends, he told me he got invited by Colin and Samir to New York for a Samsung Galaxy S22 event or something like that. So anyways, he went, and then I was on Instagram, then I saw his Instagram story pop up. Have I told this story before? This is what I hate about content creation. Sometimes I repeat stories and I can't remember if I've said it. But anyways, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to assume I haven't told this, but I think I have. But anyways, I saw my friend's story, and he was sitting in the audience, and his story was, it's just like a snap of Colin and Samir on stage. And then beside his story was another guy who is from New York that I had on my podcast before. His name is Ryan, and he had an Instagram story. And his story was the exact same thing. It was Colin and Samir on stage, but from a different angle. And I was like, what the heck? So I had two of my friends in New York at the Colin and Samir event. And they basically, like, I asked them, like, how did it go? What happened? And they were saying, like, Colin and Samir's story of being content creators is amazing, because I think they were like 5 years in and they were about to quit. Like, one of them was going to go back home to, I don't know, LA or wherever he was. And like, they were done. They were going to quit their channel. And they got like a last minute email to come do something by Samsung. And it ignited the whole journey. Like, they were 99.9% from just quitting. And now they're at like, what, 700,000 subscribers. So I love the message and journey of Colin and Samir. I feel like it gives perspective to content creators who are trying to rush the process, right? Like, even for me, it's been almost 3 years now of posting content. And would I have liked to do better? Sure, right? But at the same time, I've learned from other creators, you can't rush it. Let's see. I'll send it to you, Derek. It's quite ridiculous because it's in a tradition in France. Hey, it's all good, bro. Just send it to me. I'd love to see it. You know what? I always overcomplicate things. I'm going straight to work on a new video idea. Yeah, like, you know what? If you want to prepare, right, figure out like what the title of your video is going to be. And then in the very first sentence, just say what it is, right? Like, if I have a video that says, take cold showers. So I'll record a video. So in this video, I'm going to tell you why you should take cold showers. It will wake you up in the morning faster than any cup of coffee or caffeinated beverage can. It improves your blood flow, your alertfulness, like whatever, right? And just get straight to the point. And that's all you really need to do in order to start. And again, just hit that record button, dude. Hey Derek, how are you with journaling these days? How do you feel about it? Where's my journal? Oh, I don't have my journal with me, or else I would open it and read it. But I've been super consistent lately with journaling. I've been journaling every morning after I wake up and writing a to-do list for tasks I wanted to do, writing a schedule for the workout routine that I want to achieve for the day, and writing a short paragraph of gratitude. And starting every sentence with, "Today I am grateful for," and then just incorporating that into my daily routine. It has been huge. And it's something about writing ideas from my mind with pen onto paper. It makes them feel more real to me than typing them into Microsoft Word, for example. So I went out and I have like a bunch of journals, and I write with like a normal pen. I just kind of write out my ideas, even though it's a lot slower. But something about that, it just works better for me. So I'm 100% back into journaling. I'm back into gratitude journaling on a daily basis, and it's awesome. It's super good, super good. That's like a lame way to put it. I think I could also recommend Monk Life on YouTube if you want to practice meditation. Monk Life. When I was acting in the video and editing, I was telling myself, don't be afraid to look stupid. Yeah, that's huge. That's another, that's a big thing, man. Don't be afraid to look stupid. It's, I think I made a video about that recently. It's something that people will say, like they'll say that, and it makes a lot of sense, right? And no one's gonna like disagree with that, and then they'll understand. But in order to actually do it, right, and do the thing where you're scared of looking dumb, like it's very hard, right? It's very easy to say, but it's very difficult to do. And it's just like the opinions of other people, right? And I used to be like this. Like when I would hang out with my friends, I was always worried about like my clothes, right? I was always worried about my fashion or how I looked. You know, and I wanted my friends to think I was cool and fashionable. I wanted them to accept me. And there's like this social pressure you have with your peers and people around you. Like you want to impress people, right? Like you want to look good for them. And when I started getting into wearing like a life uniform where I wear like these same basic t-shirts all the time, like I asked my friends, I'm like, do you even notice that like the last 10 times we chilled, I had a gray shirt on every single time? And they're like, no, I don't think so, right? So like, they don't even care. They don't even notice. And it's because everybody is so preoccupied with how they look, and everyone is worried about how they look to other people, that no one really cares about how you look or what you're doing, because everyone is so self-absorbed with themselves. And this is so true in the gym. Like when I go to the gym, I just wear my old busted up ragged clothes. I don't care. I don't give a shit. And I always see people like they gotta have a matching Gymshark tee with their leggings, or they gotta have I don't know, Nike. What do you call those? A Nike, like those anti-sweat or dry fit clothes, or what, like, and their shoes have to match. Like, who cares, man? Like, who cares? No one at the gym is gonna care, because everyone is there to improve themselves, right? No one is going to the gym to look at other people. And so this thing of being afraid to look stupid, like, again, very easy thing to say, but very difficult thing to actually go out and do. And it's something that I always remind myself to do. And it does get better with age. Let me tell you, that one thing is guaranteed. Like that self-conscious anxiety you have as like a teenager or like in your early 20s, when you get into your 30s, you don't care. You just don't care, right? What other people think about my hair or my boring white shirt, I could care less. It has zero effect on my life, right? So those things, they just don't bother me. but they did when I was younger. To be honest. I was going to clean my mountain of garbage and clothing in my room to your stream now. Their story is so inspiring, and their overview of the Kanye doc instantly inspired me. I loved it. Hey, Willie, thanks for stopping by, bro. Keep creating, dude. I always love to see fellow creators succeed. Let's see. All right, we caught up with the comments or the chat. Oh, I had a question for you guys. You know, in the stream, should I always see other creators do this. Should I have the comments section like here? Like where you see on the screen like the comments? Should I do that? Or should I keep it in like the YouTube? Like I don't understand why everyone does that. Like, am I supposed to do that? Like, you know how like the comment section, it's embedded in the video? Like it would be like right here, like in like a box, right? Like should I do that? I want to know. Let me know. I haven't been journaling for the past 3 to 4 months, and suddenly today I started to journal something and it got really deep, like really deep, but made me feel good about myself. And for some reason, I think that journaling is a part of the most important things that we need to do. Yeah, it's like by no means am I like an expert about journaling at all. Like it's something that I've done kind of on and off for years. Like I've had very consistent periods of journaling, and then it's sort of the habit kind of fell from the wayside. And I would pick it up here and there. So I'm definitely not an expert on the subject, but something about, in my opinion, like you can think your thoughts day in and day out. Like you can have ideas come through your mind, and you can kind of think things through and come up with these like epiphanies of like interesting concepts about your life or whatever. But I feel like it's not until you take those ideas and put them onto something tangible, like a piece of paper, that they become real. And I feel like our minds are always so busy and creative and introspective and all over the place that I feel like some of our good thoughts get lost. And if you never write them down, they're so easily forgotten. So again, I'm kind of like speaking out of my ass here. I'm not an expert on the subject, but I feel like, I don't know what it is, but something about getting your thoughts into a book and onto paper, it just makes everything so much better. I can't really explain it. It's like if I were to tell you I'm grateful for my parents, for example, right? Everyone would agree, or hopefully everyone would agree that they're grateful for their parents, right? But you're gonna say, duh, like of course I'm grateful for my parents. You know, they raised me, they gave me the clothes on my back and shelter and food and all these things. But if you actually write it down in your journal, like today, you know, I am grateful for my parents because they raised me and they gave me opportunities in life, and they worked really hard at their jobs to give me chances at things that they never had in their childhood, and they gave me a chance to live a better life. And when you take that thought and you write it down in your book, it's almost as if you've made a commitment to making that idea real. And by putting it down, it just changes the way you think about your parents. And I'm like, oh yeah, now I remember, yeah, like I'm grateful for them, I'm grateful for what they did. And if you don't write it down, that thought kind of dissipates and disappears and evaporates, and it's gone. And then maybe the next time you see your parents, that moment of gratitude is lost on you, right? And you appreciate them a little bit less than you would have if you fully formulated that idea and put it onto paper. Again, this is kind of getting into like the woohoo, very strange stuff here, but I think there's something to that, if that makes any sense. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it's again, is like very difficult to explain, like the feelings that you get as a human being when it comes to being grateful for things, right? Because this isn't something that you can see, right? Like you can't see on my exterior that I'm grateful for something, right? It's not something that you can see, like getting a haircut or I don't know, whatever, losing some weight, right? Like those are all physical attributes that you can see in the real world. But I don't know. I don't know where I was going with this point, but I'm on board. I'm on board with the whole gratitude stuff and journaling too. Yes, let us have a I have been chosen moment. Did I miss anything? No, I think we were just talking about like gratitude journaling. Gratitude journaling, saying bye to Willie. Guys, my mom got a car today. Hey, there you go. What car did she get? That's another thing. I hate cars, man. I think like we need them. We need to have cars, but oh man, I think this is not to put shame on you, Bo, or anything like that. But when it comes to like cars, I have this idea that cars are like one of the biggest waste of money like in the world. Like of course you need to have a car to be able to, you know, get to work and buy your groceries and all these like type of things. But when it comes to like spending money on like luxury cars, for example, oh man, I feel like there's no worse decision you can make. You can make in the world. Now, if you're just, you know, buying like, you know, a normal car because, you know, you need it for life, then, you know, sure, that's perfectly fine. That's great. But I have so many coworkers that kind of make me sad almost because they work really hard at their day job, like, you know, just like I do. They work more than me. They put in more hours. They do overtime, and the reason or the need for the amount of work they put in to make more money is so that they can keep up with their car payment and keep up with the maintenance costs of their cars. And that's like a huge, this is like a huge trap. Maybe not so much for women, but definitely for young men. There is this like desire that young men have to want to like show off, right? To be like, oh, I got like this super nice car, and like you want to, you know, drive the nice car with the big rims and all this stuff, but it ends up leaving you in a financial trap that I think it's very sad. You know, it's very sad when young men get stuck, you know, having to work like an unbelievable amount of hours, you know, just to maintain their car payment, right? And I feel like that's like a horrible it's like a horrible decision that you know, I wish I could help some of my coworkers in that sense, you know, kind of give them some guidance or advice, but at the same time it's like it's hard, right, to give people advice on what they should do with their money, right? Because it's none of my business, right? It's none of my business to tell someone how they should manage their finances, right? Like that's nonsense. No one should tell you what to do. But I think people need to be more self-aware of this trap, you know, that fancy cars and materialistic items, you know, leave you in. It's tough, man. It's very hard. It's just a little blue car. Oh, there you go. Like if you said that your mom got like a Lexus or like a Mercedes or something, I'd be like, oh man, I hope your mom's super rich, bro. It's like this idea: you get something and you will lose something, or just the opposite. Well, there is this idea that I've read about a lot. I think it's called circular reasoning, and everyone generally knows what this concept is. It's like when A because of B, why B because of A, and it kind of just loops around in a circle. It's sort of like, when someone is fat, why are you fat? Oh, it's, because I eat so much. And then, oh, why do you eat so much? Oh, I eat so much because I'm depressed because I'm fat. And it's like this horrible endless cycle, and it kind of like never ends. And it's sort of like the same with cars. It's like, it's like, why do you work so much? It's like, it's because, because of my car. Like I want to have a nice car, and that's why I work. And it's like this. It's like a trap, right? Like this endless loop, this endless cycle that people get stuck in. And it's not just cars, right? It's like everything. Like I said before, like food, cars, housing, clothes, like anything. There's like this infinite loop that you get stuck in, where you work to make money to buy nice things, and then to maintain those nice things, you have to work even more and make more money, and you need more money to maintain those nice things, and then it just keeps going and going and going until you reach despair, right? It's like I don't know what you would call it, whether it's like a mental construct, an idea, or a philosophy, but it's something that I'm super aware of. Oh, and it's one that I noticed myself with camera gear. Like I had this obsession with camera gear, where it's like, I want to make better videos, so I need to buy cameras, and then if I buy cameras, then I can make better videos, and then it's like this, like it just keeps looping and looping. Well, the sun's coming up. Oh, let me change this. That better? Yeah, the sun just came out. Everything's getting super bright. All hail bikes. I don't think I've ever seen someone start a sentence with "all hail bikes." That's an interesting sentence, bro. All hail bikes. Cardio is done, and damn, I saved so much money. One of my friends fell into the nice car trap. It is a pain to see him be so careful with his money because of this car. Yeah, it's tough, right? Because like I feel for those young men, right? That fall into that trap, because I know exactly like what it is. Like when you get your driver's license, when you're, I don't know, 16, 18, or whatever age it is in your country, and like no one wants to drive that piece of shit, right? No one wants to drive their parents' minivan or any of those things, right? Like everyone wants, or at least for guys, they want to have a nice car, to impress their friends and impress girls, and and improve their social status, and they think that like having a nice car will make them look cool in the eyes of other people. And like I get it, I get it, but at the same time, like I wish there was a nice way to go about telling them that they're being foolish, right? And that financially, it's just such a horrible decision. Now, of course, if you're someone that's rich, for example, maybe you have like some type of inheritance, or your parents will buy a car for you, then okay, like that, fair enough. That's completely different. But like a lot of my coworkers and some of my friends, when you work 2 jobs, or you work a full-time job and a job on the weekend, just so you can have a Mercedes Benz, right? Like, is that really a smart decision to make? Is that a good use of your time? Is that a good use of your finances, right? And like a car is like one of the most depreciating assets you can buy, especially if you buy it brand new. You drive it off the lot and instantly loses like what, 20%, 25% in value. It depreciates instantly, right, as soon as you hit the road. So yeah, cars, as you can tell, is a thing that drives me nuts. I think it was ingrained in me from my parents, right? This is sort of like why I've been able to be moderately well off financially throughout most of my life, is because I never fell into any of these traps financially, and I've always been someone that wasn't the smartest with my money. Like, of course, I've had stupid purchases like everyone else. Like you learn, right? You live and you learn. But generally, I've always been someone that was fairly conservative, I guess you would say, with my purchases. And I always would save, even though I had nothing to save for, where I could have easily spent that money on a car. But instead of trying to look cool or please people, I kind of just stashed that money away and saved it for a rainy day, even though I had no idea what I wanted to do with it. And it comes in handy, later when you're older in life and you need a car, right? Like I need a car where I can put a baby seat, that's has 4-wheel drive, that's safe, that's good for a family. Or you need money to, I don't know, whatever, like buy a home or pay for your rent or any of these type of things. It's very important to save and learn the value of saving money when you're younger. Why did you grow out your hair? Oh man, that's an interesting question. Should I tell you the story? Sure. Should I? I guess so. Okay, I'll give you the short story. So I think I grew out my hair a couple years ago, and it was when my grandfather was still alive on my mom's side. So my mom is Japanese, and my grandma passed away, and then I only had my grandfather left, and he kind of never really talked about his parents or our family lineage or family line, because like there's like a couple unfortunate things happened, like I think it was like his father like killed himself when he was younger, and it's part of like this Japanese culture of like way back in the early 1900s where you have to take a sword and you have to kind of stab yourself in the stomach and not scream when you die in order to bring honor to your family. And like this happened to my great grandfather, and it's because our family name, our last name is Ito, or like my mom's last name is Ito, and it was like a lineage of like samurais. And I was like, what? Like our family is like descendants from samurais? Like, what the heck is that? That's so crazy. And then when my grandpa was a lot older, he kind of like sort of divulged his information and kind of told us a story of like what happened and kind of like sort of why he doesn't really like to talk about like his past and all these type of things. And I was like, man, that's I'm gonna change it. This is a bad song for this story. To change it. But I was like, man, that's like a crazy thing to say, right? And then I was like, I have like samurai lineage, like that's wild. So I went down this rabbit hole of Japanese history and sort of like what happened. Like there was like the World War and Pearl Harbor and all these things happened, right? Where Japanese people got relocated and they had to immigrate to Canada, and it's sort of like how my mom and her family ended up here. And I was really interested in like the way that samurais lived, and this is what kind of led to this decision of kind of growing out my hair. Was like I wanted to, like when my grandfather passed away, I wanted to sort of pay my respects to like our family history of like the samurai roots that we have. And obviously I'm never going to be able to do anything like that when it comes to like swordsmanship or any of those type of things that they did. But I was like, what, the one thing I could do is embrace like the hairstyle that they had, right? And it was like this way they would grow out their hair and they would tie it up at the top, and it was something that did like sort of out of respect, I guess, or something that like I needed to do for myself as a way to kind of like, I don't know, maybe remember my grandfather a little bit more, because he was someone that was like very important to me. So yeah, sort of like wanted to do something that represented like the Japanese samurai lineage that we had in our family, and I was like, I can kind of grow out the hair and it was just something that I did, and it sort of just stuck, right? And no one really knew why I did it, and it was something that I didn't really tell anybody about, because it was sort of like sentimental to me, I guess you would say, because it was I don't know, like you want to pay respect to your elders, right? And you want to carry on like traditions and sacrifices and culture that they've made. And I feel like, as someone who's grown up in North America and Canada, is like biracial and mixed, I feel like I have no culture, I have no identity, and I struggle culturally to find like an ethnicity or a race that I can resonate with, right? And this was something that I felt that I kind of needed to do or wanted to do, and now we're here. And then the beard kind of just came with it. So but yeah, that was that was like kind of like the story. And it's something that it means something to me. So I thought about like cutting it maybe, and if I did do that, I would like maybe donate it to cancer or charity or something like that. So maybe one day, if I ever cut my hair, that will be the reason why. So just imagine seeing Derek the actual talking to you as a master of samurai army. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's I don't know. It's like an interesting story, right? This is something that I did. Let me see. That was a long story. I was going off on a tangent there. I feel alone in self-improvement. I want to do martial arts and climb mountains with my friends, but as we somewhat grown up, we never do new experiences. Oh, martial arts is something I want to do too. I definitely want to learn like some form of self-defense. I was leaning towards jiu-jitsu, and maybe hopefully having my kids learn something like that, because I feel like there's good discipline that you can be taught in martial arts. As for climbing mountains, I've been going on hikes with my parents, which is super fun and nice. So hopefully, if you have some friends that want to do that, hiking is a great compromise to mountains. Mountains seems tough, bro. My friends do have bad habits, but I don't want to abandon them. Oh, that's a tough one, dude. It's like, yeah, it's hard when like the people around you have bad habits, especially like smoking cigarettes or just getting drunk all the time or eating McDonald's, and like it's hard because you want to help those people, you want to enlighten them, but at the same time, like they have to kind of live their life, right? So the way that I kind of handle that is I still keep in touch with like people like that are friends, but also have like a separate group of friends that are more like-minded with the way I view self-improvement. I want to better their lives. I want to do big things. I want to work hard. I want to be disciplined. I want to be motivated. And I think you can have different groups of friends that you can kind of connect with all at the same time. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, these guys have bad habits and they don't align with what I want to do, so I can't hang out with them. Like I feel like you can cut them off if you want to, but I think it's also good to have differing perspectives too, right? Like it's also good to have those type of friends, because then also it can remind you, to don't be like them, right? Like if they're doing crazy amount of drugs or going into debt or ruining their lives, like that's something you can learn from, right? That's a perspective you can see in real time and make sure you don't do to your own life. So again, it depends on the severity of what, like when you say your friends have bad habits, like to what extent. Like that spectrum is very vast, right? So I too have a hair story, but it doesn't sound so cool. It's okay, Forrest. It's is it really a cool story? I guess it's kind of cool. It's interesting because there's like a samurai involved. Like who has samurai lineage? That sounds very strange. But that doesn't mean you need to do it with them. Yeah, that's true. That will be amazing. I will be the first in line of the army just to see him training people. Oh my gosh. Uh, the only thing I could ever train people to do is like meditation, cold showers, gratitude journaling, and maybe like video editing. Like those are the only things that I'm qualified to train anybody with. I don't think I could train anyone with anything physical. I used to want to be a personal trainer though. Like when I got into fitness, I think in like 2016, this YouTube channel, it was all like fitness videos of how much protein to eat and how to build muscle and exercise and lose weight and all this stuff. Like that's what this YouTube channel originally was. It was like health and fitness. But it's interesting because like the health and fitness world, it coincides with the self-improvement world. And when I sort of like discovered that, where it wasn't just the physical that you can improve, that there was like this whole section or this whole subsection of mental aspects that you can improve in your life, that's when I was like all in on the self-improvement train. I'm like, oh, this is the best. Martial arts is fire. If you want a self-defense type, the best is Krav. Oh, we talked about that before, right? I remember that Krav Maga. I have no idea how to pronounce it. I remember you told me about this, and I googled it before. It's just I feel like it's a good thing to know, right? Like, what if you unfortunately run into a hostile person that escalates into a physical altercation? Like, what happens? Like, what are you going to do in that situation if it ever arises? Now, you could be ignorant and say, oh, that's never going to happen. I'm never in those type of situations. But someone could bring the altercation to you no matter what you're doing, right? And I feel like there's always a chance that something could happen. I'm always like, man, especially now that I have a family, I feel like it's important that you should be able to at least know how to defend yourself if some crazy situation arises, right? I think, and I think about this a lot because, well, what about like my daughter, right? Like I think a lot about my daughter. Like maybe if she knew some form of martial art, not only would it improve her mindset and build discipline, but it would also give me a peace of mind knowing that she has some form of knowledge when it comes to self-defense. So I think it's something that I definitely would love to get into and love to try. Guys, here's a question. Do you have a hobby that you love to do? I don't know if it counts as a hobby. I like to read books, watch the movie and show and compare them and get angry for no reason until my next obsession. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Get angry for no reason? What? Yo, that's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. That could count as a hobby. That sounds like an amazing hobby. Yeah, the book to comparing books to TV shows, that's always a tough one. Because I can't even think of a time when the movie or television version of a book was superior. Like I'm sure maybe it's happened somewhere, but I can't think of one. Like the closest I can think is like Harry Potter. Like Harry Potter, like the movie series was pretty epic with like Daniel Radcliffe or whatever his name is. What's the girl's name? Hermione, Emma Watson or whatever. Like those movies are pretty sweet, right? They're pretty epic. But when I read the books, I'm like, man, the books, I don't know. The books are still better too, right? So it's like, I don't know. I think I'm on team book as well. Something about when you read a book and there's all that underlining detail about exactly what's going on. Like let's use the Harry Potter books, for example. In the books, it's emphasized so greatly how much his scar hurt. like that lightning bolt that he had in his head, it hurt so much. Like it was like excruciating pain. And when you read it, like you really understand like how bad it was hurting him and what he was going through. But in the movies, you see Daniel Radcliffe or whatever, he's like, my scar. But you don't understand like the meaning behind it, right? You don't understand how severe of an idea that was in the books and how emphasized it was about like the scar was such a significant part of the books, right? So let me see. Running. And I love to deeply analyze the hidden meanings of fictional stories. Oh my gosh. Man, you guys are super interesting. Personally, I prefer more the Watchmen movie than the comics. Oh. The Watchmen with Dr. Manhattan and the comedian. What's that guy's name? Rick Shank? No. Oh my gosh. What was that guy's name? But I had that. He wore like a mask with all these like black ink blotches. I watched the movie The Watchmen like years ago when it came out, but I never got into comics though. Oh, you're rewatching the Harry Potter movies? Oh, exciting. Yeah, recently I read the books, and man, the books are awesome. I didn't like the ending of the book, I think. What was it called? The Deathly Hallows. I didn't really like the final battle scene. How do you say that? Rorschach? But yeah, you know who I'm talking about, right? He has like that Dick Tracy hat with like all the blotches. They're pretty cool to a point where I actually don't remember them. It's interesting. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Like even something as good as like Game of Thrones, for example. Like Game of Thrones, like excluding like the last season. But Game of Thrones was like amazing. It was like epic, right? Like the TV show on HBO, like you can't deny like how great that show was. It was like an event, right? It was like an event. It was so good. But the books are pretty sweet too, except for that one. I didn't like Feast for Crows. Where I think it was Feast for Crows. It was like the book that didn't have Daenerys, Tyrion, or Jon Snow. It had all the other B characters from the Iron Islands. And what was that guy's name? The dude that what was his name? I can't remember. The tall, skinny guy that was with the Starks, and then he kind of ran away. Was it the Greyjoys? No, Theon Greyjoy. Yeah, Greyjoy, because they're like the Iron Island people, right? Like the book was about them, and I was like, didn't really like it. Was it Theon? Theon, right? Theon. He was like that blonde guy that was tall and lanky. He was with the Starks. I think it's Theon Greyjoy, right? But anyways, it's pronounced Rorschach. I always like the first of everything. Yeah, that's true. Like the very first movie or first chapter or first episode or whatever of a series is always so good. Yeah, I like first too. I miss Game of Thrones though. I missed having that one TV show that was undeniably good. Like it was like the best. Like it didn't matter what came out on Netflix or what movie came out in the movie theater. Like it just didn't matter. Like when Game of Thrones was on for that week, like it's Game of Thrones night. Like it doesn't matter what you're doing. Like if you had to stream it, if you had to download it, if you had to buy HBO, whatever, like whatever you were doing that weekend, you were watching Game of Thrones. And I think it was the Sunday nights. It was on the weekends, wasn't it? Was it Sunday nights? Because I remember I would stay up and watch, and I'd have to go to work the next day. So I feel like it was on a Sunday night here in Canada, which was kind of annoying because it was on late. But and I had to get up and go to work for like 6:30 in the morning the next day. That was awful. That was no good. That's another reason why just being a slave to the corporate world is rough sometimes. It prevents you from doing things you want to do. I'd have to wait 24 hours? Oh, really? So then, wait, so Forrest, you'd have to try to avoid social media then and spoilers, wouldn't you? If you had to wait 24 hours? Like, so would it get released in North America and then you would get it the next day? Avoiding the entire world. Oh no, that's awful. Oh my gosh, the spoilers. Spoilers are terrible. Oh, you know what's a really bad spoiler? In Harry Potter, well, we can, spoiler alert, Harry Potter is like, how old is it? Like 20 years? But you know in Harry Potter, like the big spoiler in one of the last books where Snape kills Dumbledore. I remember I heard this spoiler where some kid told it to another kid and it like made him cry. Because like one kid was reading the actual book and some other kid like literally ran up to him and blurted out to his face like, oh, Snape kills Dumbledore. Snape kills Dumbledore. What can I say? Dumbledore. Snape kills Dumbledore. And then like the kid went crazy, started crying, and it was like a horrible thing to do, right? But it was funny in hindsight because at that moment I didn't know what Harry Potter was. I didn't read the books, nor did I even care. So I didn't understand what all the commotion was, right? And why this kid was like such an asshole for ruining this other kid's experience. Because he was like, I think he was like maybe in the beginning of the book, so like he never even was close to like the climax of it, and then this other asshole of a kid just ruins the entire thing for him. It's just it's awful. I pretty much stopped everything like porn, video games, social media. That's good. So you're on the no instant gratification train. Yeah, I've quit the first two. The third one, social media, obviously it's like it's hard to quit social media when I'm trying to produce content on social media, right? Like I'm on Instagram all the time uploading to Reels. I'm on TikTok uploading, what do you call TikTok? Just TikTok videos, I guess. And then I'm on YouTube uploading shorts and all this stuff. So I'm always on those social media platforms. But the one thing that I do is I try to catch myself when I'm always like scrolling. You know, when you do this, you hold your phone and you're just like mindlessly scrolling on Instagram Reels or TikTok. I try to catch myself when I do that and try to stop it the best I can, because it's like a horrible way to consume media. But watching movies and series will be fine. What do you think? Yeah, it depends. Like for me, I thoroughly enjoy filmmaking, right? Like I love like the filmmaking process and documentaries and movies and like different camera angles and the pacing and the story and the music, like all those things, like I love. Like I just love it. But it's like, I think movies aren't as bad because it's sort of like a 2-hour shot and it's like one and done, right? But I think it's a series when it gets really tricky, because if you want to start like say a Netflix series, for example, and they give you all 12 episodes, like that's 12 hours of content that you could binge. And I think that's when it gets kind of dangerous, right? Because 12 hours for a series, that's a lot of time, right? That's like a ton of, you could do so many things with that time. if you could just like skip that series. So I think the last Netflix series I watched was Squid Games, because I just heard it was just like so good and it was undeniable, and I also enjoyed that it was what would you consider Squid Games? International? Because it's South Korean, right? I guess you would call it an international film. Mindless anything is dangerous. Probably, I think that's... Yo, John, what's up? What's going on, John? How you doing, bro? Mindless anything. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Like I think the mindless scrolling one is it's I don't know how to describe it, but it's so easy to get caught up in something like Instagram Reels, where you're just kind of going through it. And for me, it's the worst because the algorithm knows what you like. So in my Instagram feed, it's all like basketball reels, like NBA stuff. And it's tough for me because I think it's one of the things I guess I used to like a lot, like basketball images and basketball reels. Because I love the NBA. It's my favorite sport. And it's one of like the things I love to do in the summertime. I just love to play basketball, right? And obviously these algorithms, they know what you like. And so my Instagram reels and feed, it's just full of like these videos of like Steph Curry making threes and LeBron James dunks and highlights, and it's just it's so hard to resist. It's so hard to resist that temptation to just do this, right? So I'm in a good habit of deleting Instagram the second I notice my time being sucked away. Oh, that's interesting. So you delete it. I have some friends that do that. They post to Instagram, and then after they finish posting, they delete the app. And so what that does is there is no in-between time from posting videos where they're scrolling anything, and it's just post, delete, reinstall, post, delete, and it's like this cycle. But at the same time, it's like it's tough for me to do that too, because on Instagram I do follow like family members that I love, right? And I want to see what my cousins are doing that don't live in the same province or as me, right? And I don't get to see on a regular basis. So that's kind of tough. And also like when I'm at work, right? I like to look at my wife's Instagram because she'll show stories of our daughter when they're like at the park or playing or shopping, while I'm at work. And it's like I kind of like to view that too. So it's tough. It's tough for me to do the post, delete, reinstall, post method. So I don't know. I'm committed to continue improving my life. I think I will dedicate a time to like 2 hours of watching. Maybe have a family only Instagram. Oh, I see. Like have an account. Oh, like a separate account where it's like your family only. Yeah, I could do that too. See, Instagram just makes things like so convenient with like what's the green circle called? There's like that list you can send your shorts to, but it's just like your family. Oh, why don't I know what this is called? It's like send to your followers or send to your close friends or something, like the green circle. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Close friends, right? Like you can just put all your family in your close friends, and then when I see like an Instagram story that has a green circle, it's like then I know it's like my cousin doing something cool, or like my brother, or whatever, right? So yeah, I'm bad with Instagram. To be perfectly honest, I dislike Instagram and TikTok. I don't really enjoy them that much, but because I'm making YouTube shorts now, so I have like this vertical content, I sort of just throw it on TikTok and Instagram anyway, just because I have it. But then that's also dangerous because that's causing me to log into these platforms more often than I normally would. So, man, it's never easy, bro. There's always like consequences for everything you do. It's so hard to make good decisions on a daily basis when there's temptation everywhere. It's just so difficult. It's like everything we do, it's so hard to make the right choices sometimes. And even though like I can be like super self-aware about my Instagram use, right? I still catch myself where these times I get sucked into these MBA vortexes, and it's just 10 minutes goes by, 20, half an hour, and then whatever. I use Instagram for posting some art. I think it depends on what content you follow. I like to follow a billion artists that I used to follow on, what is that? Deviant Art? And puppies. Of course, puppies. Yeah, I love I love animal videos, dog videos. Like I'm a dog person. My brother's a cat person, but like I had a dog. My wife has a dog. Man, I love dog videos. But again, it's like you get sucked into it, right? Because like I could scroll through dog videos for days of them doing wild, random things, and it's like again, it's like a time sink, right? You're just like wasting your time. So I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, as long as you are self-aware of your use and you can catch yourself from reducing the amount of mindless viewing and scrolling, at the end of the day, that's probably the best you can do. That's funny. Yeah, but yeah, I've been I don't know how I feel about especially TikTok. TikTok's a weird one for me. Because there's like this I don't know what you call it. Invasion of privacy, I guess you would say. Like I don't know if this has happened to you, but I've been at like a party, for example, with friends and family members, and there'll be like friends of friends there. So there'll be people that I don't know. Like I've never met them before. I don't know what their names are, but they're friends of friends or friends of my cousins or whatever, right? And just because of the fact that for a couple hours, me and these people were within proximity of each other, right, during this party. After, when I would go home, in my TikTok feed, I would see their TikTok channels recommended to me. And I'm like, how does, so TikTok knows where your phone is in proximity to other TikTok accounts? Like, is that how it works? Like, how can it recommend me this person that I've never known, never met through anyone? But then all of a sudden they're at the same house that I'm at, and now I'm getting recommended their channel. And that's where I'm like, oh man, this isn't good. Because because there's something going on there. Obviously, I don't understand what it is, but I'm like, that's like a terrible coincidence, right? That's an awful coincidence. It's, again, like these people, I've never seen them recommended to me ever. Like never. This has never happened. But then as soon as I'm in the same area as them, the very next day, and then sure enough, there they are. They show up. It's very strange. And I feel like I wish there was a way I could get away from TikTok. But the problem is so many of my friends and mentors and people that I look up to in the content creation world, they just emphasize this importance of short form content and the TikTok platform, and how, you know, it's like an evolving part of social media and content creation that you kind of need to be a part of. And I don't know. It's definitely something I need to think about a lot more. So we'll see. Well, as long as you are away from TikTok, as long as you are alive. but why though? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Again, we can just make the best decisions that we can, right? No buts. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. If I don't need it, then I don't have to be on it. Like I don't even like. You know what's funny? I feel like my content is terrible for something like TikTok. Because when you think about TikTok, TikTok is all like, it's like entertaining stuff, right? It's like dances, it's like music, it's like trendy things, and comedy. Oh, comedy too is big on TikTok, like funny videos. But then mine, it's like so serious, right? It's like these super serious videos about adding positive habits to your life, and this is like, I don't know, man. Like I feel like TikTok is the worst platform for my type of content. Aren't YouTube Shorts and Instagram Stories enough? Yeah, that's true. It's just that like I have all this content, I just kind of throw it out. I don't know. I gotta rethink. Like this whole, like you guys have seen like my channel. It's changed a lot recently. Where I'm doing a lot more unfiltered raw videos. I'm doing a lot of short form YouTube short type of content. I'm still trying to like figure it out. I'm still learning, right? TikTok is like a swamp, and I don't think the great ideas should be in a swamp. Oh, I like that. I like that. TikTok is like a swamp. I don't think great ideas should be in a swamp. Huh. I like that. I really like that. I feel like your content, in my mind, is trying to make a point on why you shouldn't feel the need to be on there too, and then there you are. Oh my gosh, those are I can't argue with either of those points. Those are two damn good arguments. Those two sentences right there back to back are damn strong cases to not be on TikTok. Right there. Oh my gosh, that is strong. I don't think I have a rebuttal for that. Like how I think you guys just shut me up. Straight up. I straight up just lost. Like basically just read those two paragraphs right there. Back to back. Oh my god. That's like insight right there. Here, yeah, it's just I lose, bro. I lose. You guys win. I concede. Oh my gosh. That's too strong for me. That's way too strong for me. Great stuff, yeah. I like that. The Instagram Reels, I think, is okay because there's like a community for like motivational speaking and that type of stuff. So I think it fits the narrative of Instagram and what the platform is about. So I think the Reels and Shorts is good. Leave the swamp to Shrek as God planned it. There we go. Oh my gosh. I'm just getting obliterated now. Oh my. You guys are the best. That is awesome. That is so funny. That is so funny. Oh, it's almost 2 o'clock for me. I'm gonna have to, I gotta go in like 5 minutes. It's actually, wow, it's super bright. Sorry, this I didn't notice that the sun just like overexposed everything. But yeah, I gotta go in like 5 minutes. Today's a super cool day. One of my good friends from high school that I've known for like 20 years, no more, over 20 years. He's coming over today, and I'm gonna meet with his wife and his daughter. I'm gonna meet his daughter for the first time, who is close in age to Tiffany, to my daughter. So they're gonna play. I'm super excited for that. I think they're coming over in like an hour or so. So I have a super fun family day planned after the stream. Much love. The sun set 11 minutes ago. Oh, dang. Oh yeah, I always forget the time zone difference with you guys. But yeah, this stream was awesome. I love doing these. So yeah, let's give you guys a quick update. Sorry, I keep coughing. So in a week and a half, I'm actually moving. So this house that I'm in right now, we finally sold it, and I was able to buy a new home that we're going to be moving into. So I'm going to have to get internet set up at the new house. So I'm not going to be able to stream until May 14th, I think. So it will be 3 weeks from now. And again, I'm going to be busy moving all kinds of stuff, but I will keep up with posting content on a daily basis. I'm going to be still doing a bunch of the unfiltered videos where I kind of share my raw, unfiltered opinions on subjects, and try to aim towards this demographic of bringing people into the self-improvement world and hopefully bettering their lives. And I'm going to keep up with the YouTube Shorts. It's been a lot of fun. It's like a new form of content that I've really been enjoying, and like the subscriber numbers have been growing like pretty fast with the YouTube Short stuff, which is interesting. And I'm close to 2,000, so I guess it's like a little milestone. So yeah, thanks guys. Forrest, Master Yoda, Swen. I always love talking to you guys. Batiste, if you're still there. John, and everyone else who stopped by. Bo. Who else was Willie was here. I don't know, it's just great. I always love catching up with you guys. If you haven't already, subscribe to the newsletter. I released one this morning. If you want to get an up-to-date month by month basis of my thoughts and plans, you can check that out. Or what else do we have to do? I guess like the stream, hit the like button below. I don't know what it does. I know I don't say it enough, but hopefully it will help this YouTube algorithm or whatever push my channel towards more people, and hopefully we can kind of build up this community and one day better people's lives and avoid them from joining the TikTok swamp. So yeah, so that's it. All right guys, have a good weekend. Have a good Saturday. All the best, and we'll see you in 3 weeks. That was great, my brother. I'll send you my video. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Batiste. All right, guys. Peace, peace, peace. Have a good day. Bye.